Hello everyone, welcome to another Commoner Deck Tech. Today we will cover Dash, but it's a spicy version of Dash. We are going to play with Pummel. Also other changes, we are not going to play with the pistol, but we will play with the sword. Also I got my test playmat in, it's not in color yet, but soon you're gonna see this playmat in color available somewhere. Follow me on Twitter. Also, if you want to win this test print, please be sure to follow me on Twitter for details. I will be giving it away at Pro Tour New Jersey. Let's jump into the deck tech. Let's admire this nice playmat, and our first hero is Dash. You get to start the game with an acknowledges item with cost 2 or less in the arena. As I said, we will not be playing with the pistol, so pistol away. But we'll be playing with Talishar. This is once per turn you can attack this. This attacks for 4 for 2 resources, and if it has 3 or more steam counters, rust counter, not steam counter, sorry, you destroy it. We cannot play induction chamber since it's not a common, but as a weapon we can play a rare, and we're gonna pick Talishar. You could make a case that you could play with the plasma barrel shot. This is a nice cold foil pickup recently. But for this version I'm gonna play with Talishar. So, how does the equipment look like? Your base equipment that you want to start with if you're not sure on what to play, or for any generic matchup. Headpiece is the Hope Merchant Suit. This card is really powerful. I think this is gonna be one of the staple in Blitz Commoner. Then for chest piece, there are 2 options you could start with. You have the option of West of the First Fist, or you can pick Hardened Crossstrap. I think for this version I prefer the Hardened Crossstrap just because of the reliability of setting up pummel turns and having your attack being free. Then for arms, I recommend you to use the Goliath Gauntlets. This gives your attack with cost 2 or greater +2, and many of our attacks are 2 or greater, so we can pummel them, and also this pushes in damage. And for boots, this is the only boots that you don't have any other options in the sideboard, because it is Achilles Accelerator, gives you an action point if you destroy it and you boost it. So if by any chance you hit the pummel, you can destroy this and keep going. And also as Arcane Barrier 1. For Commoner you only need Arcane Barrier 3. I feel like Kano is not as powerful enough that you need Arcane Barrier 4, but you need to respect Kano. For this reason, we're going to play the Nurun Gloves and the Nurun Robe. I still like having access to the Of Merchant Suit. If you don't have any blue to pitch for the Arcane Barrier 3, you can pop this and find a blue card. And our last 4 pieces of equipment are going to be for defense. And it's 2 head pieces and 2 arm pieces. So we have the option of Iron Rod Gauntlet and Iron Hide Gauntlet. You want Iron Rod if you are trying to race and you want some block. You want Iron Hide if you need to block a bit more and it's more about surviving than racing. In the same vein, I'm going to add a Iron Rod Helm and Iron Hide Helm and use them in the same sense. Race, more blocks. And this is all it is for equipment of our Dash Commoner deck. So now we will jump into our sweet cards. For starting items we don't have many options as common, but what I would like to see is probably Hyperdriver. This, whenever you boost, you get a resource, which is really good. Because as you will see, our deck is quite expensive. We have a lot of 2-drops, and also gives you an ability to add 1 resource for pummel, for example. You pitch a 3 cost, you boost with a 2 cost, and you have 1 floating. With Hyperdriver becomes another 1, so you can pummel your attack. Of course, since I've said it so many times, our sweet card deck of the deck is pummel. We are playing only 2 pummel reds. You can switch for 1 red and 1 yellow, or just yellow. It's mainly a mind game of your opponent. If they know that you have pummel, you have to play around it, but you don't know if you have all of them. But this is good. Basically what pummel does is that an attack action with cost 2 or greater gets +4, and if he hits, discard a card. So pushes damage, forces your opponent to discard, or forces to overblock if they think you have Pummel. This all-star of the deck, and we're playing as I said only the 2 reds, but you can try it out and see if people adapt and maybe play a bit more. For our 2-cost attacks, one of the mainstay of Dash has always been the Throttle, so we're playing Throttle, which attacks for 6, and if you boost success, we go again with the Goliath Gauntlet becomes 8 go again, and with Pummel is 10 damage for 4 resources and 2 cards. And of course we are playing also the yellow and the blue. This is the only 2 costs that we play yellows and blues and reds together. Then another card we're going to play as blue and red is Over the Loop. This, if it hits, you can put it at the bottom of your deck when the chain link is on. So we're playing the red and the blues. Also for red and the blues we're playing the Combustible Couriers. This is quite good because forces your opponent to block. Especially the red one forces 2 cards out of your opponent's hand, and if it hits, it gets +3, which is really good if you use Goliath Gauntlet or of course Pummel. I'll stop saying Pummel now, but that's the main idea of the deck. Then for adding extra blues to the deck, we are playing Zoom In. It is mainly for resources, so we're playing only the blue, but also as a 3 attack for 2, not great, but it's serviceable. And the main finisher of the decks, which close the combat chain. If you don't close the combat chain with the sword, we have the Overblasts, which have a quite good rate of attacking for 5 for 2, and get +X equal to number you boosted this combat chain. And the last finisher we have is 2 payloads. This gives Dominate, which is quite good. I'm not seeing many people respecting payload as much as they should, so you're gonna have a nice 6 attack Dominated. So this is all of our 2 attacks that can be pummeled. This is resource generation. And then to do more damage, we have the 2 Rotary Ram Red, gives your mech attack +3, so which pushes extra damage. And rounding up our Dash deck, we have our usual suspects. These are the cards that you see in every Dash deck as a full playset, and of course I'm talking about the 0 to 6s. This is like the most efficient attack. It's like attack for 4 for 0 resources, and this is usually good to play the 0 to 60 if you want to set up the Overblast finish, or also like start and get Hyperdriver, remove a counter to get 1 resource. And the last one we will see to finish our deck is the full rainbow playset of the Zipper Hit. This attacks for 5 for 1 resource, which I find most of the time preferring it over 0 to 60 if I have an option. But yeah, this it is. We have a good amount of blue count just because of sustaining the Pummel and all of our expensive 2 attacks, which are more powerful than the 1 attacks. This concludes our deck tech. Please let me know if there are any other commoner deck you want to see a deck tech of, so I can test them out and have a good list for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, leave the like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.